If this is the case, the rest of the hadith, the Rasul said in another narration says, وَإِذَا اخْتَلَفَ هَذِهِ الْأَجْنَاسِ فَبَايِعُوا كَيْفَ شِئْتُمْ. Then if these two species, and if the species are different, then sell as you wished, إِذَا كَانَ يَدًا بِيَدٍ, as long as it is hand to hand, meaning at the same time. So, if you're selling gold for silver and silver for gold, right guys? You're selling gold for silver and silver for gold, then you can have more and less of each. You can sell 1 kg of gold for 10 kgs of silver, no problem. But the only condition has to be at the same time. Okay? In the same way, let's go back to the category of food. In the foodstuff category, we have the wheat for salt, for example. So if I'm selling wheat and I want to buy salt with it, so I give the salt merchant my wheat, and I want to get salt in return, I can easily sell 10 kgs of wheat for 1 kilo of salt, no problem. However, it has to be at the same time. Right? Hand in hand, in the same majlis, in the same place. You can't say, for example, I'll give you 1 kg now, and you can give me the 10 kgs later. No. Okay? Now, look at the gold and silver. Gold and silver in our time is like gold and silver in our time is the monetary currency we have with us. Because the monetary currency doesn't have any value, right? Monetary currency in reality doesn't have any value. It's a piece of paper. Is there zakat on paper? Give me the answer. No. Is there zakat on paper? I have a book, or I have a room full of books. That's a lot of paper, isn't it? Do I have to give zakat on it? No. So why do I have to give zakat on the pounds that I have in my account? Because it stands for the equivalent in gold. And the riyals stands for the equivalent, for example, in silver. So each currency that has been set by each country has its equivalent in either gold or silver. So for example, the Kuwaiti dinar has its equivalent in gold. The American dollar has its equivalent in silver. The gold, the pound has its equivalent in gold, for example. Right? So every currency is attached to one either gold or silver. The historical background of this was that people used to have difficulty in transporting gold and silver because they used to have a lot of robbers on the highways. So what people used to do is that they used to put their money with one bank, and the bank would write a piece of paper saying that this guy's put this much money with me, and the bank would give you that piece of paper. So you take that piece of paper to the other branch of the bank in the other country, and you give that piece of paper to them, and then they would give the same money back to you in that country. What's the benefit of that? The benefit was the safety. So this piece of paper became more and more useful. This piece of paper became more and more useful because this piece of paper was written on it. It entitles the owner to the possessor of this note 10 pounds in gold, for example. And if you see the modern currency, it will say that. I don't know if it says it now, but in a lot of the old currencies, it says that. They'll say that this entitles the owner to, etc., in gold or silver. Okay, I know people are looking at their 10-pound bills now, but this is what it usually used to say, and this is what it used to the value that it used to hold. Obviously, as time went past, this was changed, and people changed the use of monetary currency, and they made it into as if the currency itself has value. And so because this is the case, the ulama have differed whether ribah takes place in monetary currency or not. Monetary currency, which is the paper money, or not. Into two different opinions. The first opinion is that it doesn't take place in it. And that was the opinion of some of the ulama of Azhar in about 20-30 years ago. And so they used to say there's no zakat on it. Because paper, isn't it? Yeah? And so there's no zakat on it, and the ribah does not happen in it. So you could easily sell 10 pounds for 20 pounds because it's paper for paper. Does the hadith say paper for paper? No. As paper a food item? No. So therefore, But the reality of the fact is that paper has the same position as gold and silver. This is the opinion of Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah. It's the opinion of the vast majority of the ulama of the Hanbali madhab, and this is really the opinion of the this is not the vast majority of the opinion of the Hanbali madhab, it's the vast majority of the Maliki madhab. and is the vast majority, is the opinion of almost every alim in our time now, that the paper money has the same place as either gold or either silver. Okay, if that is the case, then if you're selling, remember what we said, if you're selling gold for gold, it has to be hand in hand and the same for the same. Yes, we said that. Then instead of gold, let's say pound. So that's why when I gave the brother the £10, he had to give the £10 back at the same time and the exact amount and at the same time. But because he didn't do that, so riba took place. Is that clear, guys? Yeah? That's why riba took place. Okay. If I was, let's say, in the bank, in the Heathrow airport, when I came down, I had about $100 and I wanted to buy British pounds. So American dollars, for example, is worth its value in silver, whereas the British pound is attached to gold. So if I'm buying with my silver currency, I'm buying gold currency. I'm buying with my American dollars, I'm buying pounds. Remember, what is the condition that we have? We have only one condition, isn't it? The only condition is what? Has to be yad and biyad. Has to be hand in hand. Okay. So the issue is very clear, isn't at this point, that when you have a monetary currency, has to be first of all yad and biyad. Look at that. In both scenarios, has to be at the same time. But in only one of them, it's allowed to be an increase or decrease. That is only when the two species are different. Okay, what happens when you're buying from the monetary to the food item category? Or for the food item category, you're buying some of the monetary category, right? When that is the case, then you have none of these two conditions. You can have, you can buy £100 for 1 kg, or for 10 kgs of rice, and you can delay paying the £100, or you can delay paying the rice. Okay, so when these two categories are taking part in the transaction, then none of these conditions are put in it. When two of the different species in each category are being done, such as gold for silver or silver for gold, or barley for wheat and wheat for barley, for example, or rice for wheat or wheat for rice for water, for example, then the only condition has to be at the same time. And if it is the same species, gold for gold, or silver for silver, or wheat for wheat, or rice for rice, or water for water, then the only thing that has to be taken effect is the two conditions that need to be looked at here is yad and biyad, hand in hand, and at the same time, hand in hand and the same quantity. Okay, when we talked about foodstuff, what is the real illah, the real reason behind Rasulullah ﷺ mentioning these three items? Also, in the gold and silver, what was the real intention of Rasulullah ﷺ for mentioning these two items? Because that is the real purpose of fiqh, isn't it? To really understand what the real intention of Rasulullah ﷺ was behind mentioning these items, so that we can understand the illah, the reason. Why? Because as we took yesterday, al-hukm yadur ma'illatihi. The hukum goes around its illah. Wherever the illah is found, wherever the reason is found, the hukum will be found. So the illah regarding gold and silver is thamaniya, is the fact that it is a money for things. It is a wealth for people. So because it is a wealth for people, so pound is a wealth. In pound terms, do we count wealth? So therefore, the pound takes the hukum of a monetary currency. On the other hand, what is the illah? What is the reason for Rasulullah ﷺ mentioning wheat, barley, and salt? The real reason, the fiqhi reason, the ulama have differed on it. Some said it is weight. So anything that any food item that can be weighed and sold by weight, ribah happens in it. Some said it is not weight, it is something else, it is volume. And the most correct opinion is that it is a food item, first of all, and it is also that it is muddakhara, yani, how can I say that? It is hoarded, it can be stored. So anything therefore that is a food item and can be stored, ribah happens in it.